Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me again. Back with another review, your movie guru. This time I'm going to be reviewing a film that might have flown under your radar. It's one that you can currently rent on Amazon Prime. It's called Possessors. What drew me to this film originally was I was just looking for something to watch, and I looked at the trailer for it. Looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 93% score by the critics, average 8 out of 10. But then it's got a 53% score by the audience with an average of 3 out of 5 stars. I saw that it was a Brandon Cronenberg film. I don't know much about the director other than he made another film called Antiviral. I believe it premiered in 2012. I saw it a long time ago. It was very, I don't want to say it's great, but it's a very interesting, unique type of film. And this one's no different. I haven't seen any of his other movies other than these two, but I would definitely be able to say that Brandon Cronenberg has his own unique type of style. For those of you who don't know anything about it, it has this interesting premise. It takes place not too far in the distant future. It seems kind of like present day, but maybe, maybe 10, 20 years in the future. And it stars Andrea Riseborough. Christopher Abbott also plays a big role in the film. Even Sean Bean to an extent. But it's more of a corporate espionage type thriller where these people. So it's an assassin film, but not what you typically see in an assassin film, where it's this government is trying to spy on this other government, or they're sending these agents to try to find this information, or James Bond. It's not that type of thing. It's more. It really is reminiscent to me of Inception, in a way that these assassins are contracted by companies and other wealthy people to take out high-profile targets, and they do this in a very interesting way. They have this type of machine where they can, once they kidnap, they'll kidnap the someone who's close to their target. So if they were trying to get, let's say, the Pope, just for instance, they would kidnap someone who has access to the Pope, and they insert them with these brain implants. And with these implants, they have a machine. If you've ever seen The Matrix, it kind of reminds me of that, where they can enter that machine and then control that other person's body. Now, it's not perfect. It's not seamless. The assassin who goes through this procedure, once they go through this type of mind meld with the subject that they're going to use, they end up with some of the thoughts and habits, of that person. So it's not perfect. It's also reminds me very much, in some respects, kind of like to The Matrix, where, once they would, after they had gotten out and then they want to go back in, they would, lie back in the machine and then inhabit a computer program body. But in this case, they're inhabiting actual real people, but they're taking over their bodies. It's kind of like a Manchurian Candidate type of thing, where it's the perfect crime. They'll inhabit somebody close to that person, have them commit the crime, and then no one's the wiser as to those other corporations or whoever hired them to do it, what their motive was. So for originality and uniqueness, I gave it 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was something interesting and not something that you've seen a lot in film today. But one of the things, it's very violent, and it's not a lot of deaths. So it's not like, a John Wick type movie where, the body count is really high, but the deaths that do happen, they're very graphic, and it's very in detail. And like I say, for some types of films, I understand why they go that route, and it enhances the film. The goriness, the violence. It has some overarching point that the director's trying to make, and that contributes to it. I don't really see that in this film. It seems to be more that's Cronenberg's thing. That's his type of style, and when I've seen it used, like I said, the gruesomeness of the deaths, I didn't really see how that played into, the subject matter at hand. Like I think it could have been done just as well without that. And I think one of the big reasons why it's got that 53% score for the audience, just the 3 out of 5 stars, is the ending kind of leaves a lot to be desired. Like I say, I'm not one of those guys where at the end of the film everything has to be wrapped up tightly into a nice little bow. Every loose thread is, woven back together, and you completely understand it, and everything makes perfect sense. I'm not one of those type of guys. I don't have a problem if you have to think after a film, and some things are ambiguous, and you kind of plot your own ending. But the way this one ends, it does. I can see a lot of people kind of finding it off-putting, and like, okay, I really wish there was something more final at the end of it. But and I kind of find myself in the middle between those two camps. I didn't hate the ending, but I did find myself wishing that there was a little bit more closure, a little bit more finality in it. But that's my review. Let me know what you guys think. If you think this is a terrible movie, if you think, how could you give this a 7 out of 10? Write me a comment. We can talk about it. If you think this was much better than I'm giving it credit for, write me a comment. We can talk about that too. I don't think you're going to change my mind, but we'll see. Once again, if you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy holidays. I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you.